Hey guys, it's Glordren here. Welcome back to another video. And I'm sitting right here next to my friend Link Gamer, another hardcore, but he doesn't know, he's AFK. Anyways, welcome to the Slayer to 120 series. And what's different from my 120 series from everyone else's? Probably absolutely fucking nothing, but I'm a cool guy, so you should watch anyways. Anyways, let's get right into it. So starting off, we're going to start with a back-to-back Abyssal Demon task. And what I do for this is just take a few prayer pots with my lance and just use area of effect abilities. And I can usually clear a task of 200 to 250 in about 15 to 20 minutes. So it's really fast XP and it's pretty easy, really laid back. And as you can see here, this is the inventory from my other Abyssal Demon task. We have a clue scroll and an Abyssal Orb, which the clue scroll didn't give me anything, so I didn't show it. And moving on to the total experience, we had 490 KC overall, which gave us 136k experience. So moving on to task number 3, we have Celestial Dragons, which I have these preferred along with Abyssal Demons, so you'll be seeing them quite often in the next upcoming videos. So with Celestial Dragons, just take a bunch of anti-fires and then sit back, and you can pretty much AFK them, just be careful you don't die with the anti-fire timer going out. And with this task we had 145 KC with a total of 142k experience. And up next for number 4 we have Black Demons. So this task I don't like very much, but you get a lot of KC and the experience per hour is pretty good. So I just take Mage with some prayer pots and sometimes overloads depending on how lazy I'm feeling. And I just use Chain and Fire Breath with Sunshine and usually can get a task done within 30-40 minutes. Anyways, moving on, we have about 245 KC and that'll get us 72k experience, which is pretty good. Coming in at number 5, we have Water Fiends, which is another task that's kind of just boring, but it has a good XP per hour, so I do it anyways. And the same thing here, just take a few prayer potions, and I actually have to take extra food here because their accuracy is pretty high, and they hit pretty often, so that'll get you. And the kill count for this task was 280, and that clocked 94k experience, which is another great task for experience, so I suggest doing them if you're going for 120. And if you're not looking for the money along with that trip to 120 Slayer. And up next for number 6, we're coming in with Gargoyles, which is one of my more preferred tasks. I don't have it actually preferred at Slayer Master, but this task itself gives a lot of components for invention with the adamant drops, rune drops for high alchane, and a ton of gems for crafting with a lot of smithing bars. So for Ironman, this task is pretty great, and it doesn't take that much time at all. And coming in for the rates, we have 190 KC and 37k experience, so pretty good overall, but not the best. But it is pretty good for money making, so I suggest doing it. But then again, the trade-off for XP, so you can make up your own mind. For number 7, we have Kree'ara, and for Kree'ara I go to the Chaos Tunnels because the spawns are much closer together and it allows me to AoE with my lance. So a task of like 220 or something only takes me like 15 minutes, which makes this task amazing for XP, but the drops on the other hand are complete garbage. So if you're going for Slayer money making, do not do this task, but XP for sure. So for looking at XP rates, we have 220 KC and 55k experience, and 55k experience in 20 minutes is amazing. So once again, just do this task if you're looking for XP. And next up we have Dark Beast at number 8. And this task is all around good for XP and money, so when you get these, pretty much always do them. So personally I take Mage and just Sunshine and AoE, all of them at one time, which makes the task pretty fast and higher XP rates for the higher tier staff used. Obviously, I'm using Armadillo Battle Staff, so with the tier 9 you'd get higher experience rates. So looking at the KC for this task, we have 185, and you get 61k from that amount. So really good right there. For number 9, we're back at Celestial Dragons because it's preferred and it's amazing. And this task, I specifically got a Draconic Visage drop, which that's about a 1 out of 300 chance. So you're going to be getting a Draconic Visage probably every other task. And overall, you're looking at a great XP rate for the amount of time you're putting into this task. So if you get these, pretty much always do them unless you're just really not into it. And overall, we have 130k C with 127k Slayer, and that is just fantastic XP for about an hour. And coming in at that number 10 spot, we have Iron Dragons, which is a task that a lot of people skip, but personally I just do it because it's easy Slayer points, and it only takes about 20 minutes to do a task of 100. And that's looking at pretty decent XP over time, but the drops are just not there, so it's up to you whether you do it or not, and I'm pretty much doing it just for the XP. So looking at the KC over experience, we have about 110 Iron Dragons, and that clocked us 27k XP, so pretty good. At the number 11 spot, we have Glordren, which is one of my better tasks. I love them because they give me Armadillo shards and a chance at the boots, although it does take a while to do the whole task, but the experience rates are not beaten by very many other tasks. So if you get these, pretty much always do them unless you just absolutely despise this task. The common drops are not that great, but if you get a boot drop, that definitely makes up for it. And as an Ironman, getting those boots are awesome. So coming in with the KC, we got about 85, and the total XP from all of those was 160k. So once again, fantastic XP. With number 12, we're with Celestial Dragons again, and this task, we didn't get anything special, so once again, just go here, make sure you actually do the task because it's good XP, good common drops with summoning items, great for hardcore Ironman and Ironman alike. And looking at the KC overall, we started with 145 Celestial Dragons and ended up with 142k XP. And with number 13, we actually got an Aviancy task, which is a really fun task because I always go to Kree'ara with it. And this task specifically, we actually got pretty lucky and ended up getting an Armadillo chain skirt drop, which is one of the 2 items we didn't have from Armadillo yet, and the other one is a helmet. And even on later in this task, we got an Armadillo buckler drop, so not very useful, but we still put it in the bank for invention later for those precise components, which is one of the better invention perks to have on your weapon. And we started with about 190k C for this task and ended up with 145k experience. And obviously, if you don't do Kree'ara, you're not getting as much XP per hour. So I suggest doing Kree'ara because you have a chance of the drops, as well as clue scrolls, and it's overall just pretty much really good fun. Coming in with Airroots at the number 14 spot, we actually started this task with a pair of Razorback Gauntlets, which makes that our 3rd pair in 2.5k kills, which is actually really lucky because it's a 1 in 2,000 chance, so we're significantly over the amount we should have at this point, which is great because I can start using Razorback Gauntlets on higher tier Slayer tasks instead of just bosses. So we got a lot of good common drops per the usual. And looking at the KC overall, we started with 155 Airroot and ended up with 124k XP. So I always suggest doing this task because it's really good XP for the amount of time that you spend here. With the 15th spot, we're back at Abyssal Demons, and there's not really much to say about this one. We got a clue scroll, and per the usual, just use AoEs and prayer, and finish this in about 20 minutes overall. Looking at the KC, we had about 180 Abbey Demons, and we ended up with 50k experience. At the number 16 spot, we had Kal'gerion Demons, which no matter how much I bitch and moan about how high of a defense these guys have and how long the task takes, it's totally worth doing because of the drops and experience. For Ironman, you're looking at drops of Onyx, Demon Slayer, and I guess Commendations, but that doesn't really affect Ironman that much. I guess it's a cool title to have. But overall, with the KC, we were looking at 110 Kal'gerion Demons and 204k experience, and that took a little bit over an hour. So my suggestion is do these when you get the task, unless you just absolutely hate doing them. Coming in with number 17, we're back at Celestial Dragons, and this task didn't give us anything either. We just got a clue scroll, and per the usual, always do this task for the XP per hour. So looking at KC, we started with 120 Celestial Dragons and ended up getting 117k experience. For our next task at 18, we came back to Abyssal Demons and just AoEing them for about 20 minutes got us our kill count. And with our kill count, we had 220 Abyssal Demons, and that got us 61k. We didn't get any rare drops from this task, unfortunately, but we did get a couple rare drop tables per the usual, which helped us out significantly. So looking at KC, we had 220 and ended up with 61k experience overall. At number 19, we ended up getting a Steel Dragon task, which, like Iron Dragons, I suggest just doing them because it's a really fast task. You get about 30k experience per every 100, so you might as well just do them. It's not really worth the 30 points for canceling. Overall, looking at 85 KC for Steel Dragons, we got 30k experience. Finally, in the 20th spot, we had Gandark Beast, which I don't actually have a video clip of because the video file formatting didn't finish correctly. So anyways, with this task, we ended up getting a Polypore Stick, Palm Tree Seed, and some Gandark Flakes along with Polypore Spores. So overall, it'll get us some good Invention XP eventually, and it'll get us some Farming XP. And with the KC overall, we had 95 starting, and we ended up getting 54k experience overall with it. So with all 20 tasks combined, we ended up getting a little under 1.9 million experience, which right now that puts us at 43 million total experience, which is great because we're getting stuff done, and in about 2 weeks we should hit the 50 million mark, which is almost halfway to 120. Overall, a pretty successful video, getting those XP gains and making sure we can make it to 120 in a reasonable time. We should have 120 in 3 to 4 months from now, depending on how my schoolwork goes and how studying goes. So I'll just keep you guys updated, and thanks for watching. See you.